If there is one thing that can be said with any degree of certainty about Bigfoot, it's that it has an undeniable here 1 minute, and gone the next minute aspect to it. Of course, those who, unlike me, adhere to the idea that Bigfoot is a purely flesh and blood animal suggest the creature is simply an incredibly stealthy one, most of the time, at least. Maybe, however, there is more to it than that. Just maybe, there is far more to it than that. Ronan Coughlin is an Irish researcher and author, on many things paranormal, who has an intriguing theory on the matter of Bigfoot and its curiously elusive presence in our world. It's a theory that will likely provoke intrigue, interest, anger, and wonder, to varying degrees and depending on one's personal views on what Bigfoot is or is not. In a 2012 interview with me, Coughlin said, "It's now becoming acceptable in physics to say there are alternative universes. The subject is far from one lacking in mysteries and questions, however, as Coughlin openly acknowledges. Now, how do you get into, or out of, alternative universes? Well, the answer is quite simple. You have heard of wormholes, I'm sure? No one has ever seen a wormhole, I hasten to add. They're hypothetical, but mainstream physicists say they could be there, and there's one particular type called the Lorentzian traversible wormhole. Physicists admit there is a possibility that this exists, and it would be like a shortcut, from one universe to another. Thus, for example, it's rather like a portal, something from the other universe would come through it. Or, something from another planet could come through it. Turning his attentions towards the links between wormholes and bizarre beasts, such as the aforementioned Bigfoot, Coughlin comments that, if there are any of these wormholes on Earth, it would be quite easy for anything to come through, like a Bigfoot, and it's quite possible any number of anomalous creatures could find their way through from time to time. You remember John Keel and his window areas? That would tend to indicate there's a wormhole in the vicinity, such as Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where the Mothman was seen. I have the distinct suspicion we are dealing with window areas that either contact some other planet, or they contact another universe. My money is on the other universe, rather than the other planet, to be honest with you. Either a shortcut through time, or a shortcut through space, is recognized as possible these days. This is kind of cutting-edge physics, as it were. Now, the other one isn't cutting-edge physics at all. It's my own little theory. I think, looking at a great many legends, folk tales, and things of that nature, it is possible to vibrate at different rates. And if you vibrate at a different rate, you are not seen. You are not tangible. And, then, when your vibration changes, you are seen, and you are tangible. Maybe that this has something to do with Bigfoot appearing and disappearing in a strange fashion. And, on the question of UFOs, quite a large number of Bigfoot-typed creatures have been seen in the vicinity of UFOs. I'm not saying there's necessarily a connection between the two, but they do, quite often, turn up in the same areas. Now, if UFOs travel by wormholes, and if Bigfoot does the same, that might allow for a connection between the two. They might not be mutually exclusive. Food for thought, to say the very least.